Before we jump into the video, I want to pause and say thank you. This channel has officially passed over 2,000 subscribers, and that only happened because of you, the Building Wealth Today TV community. Every like, comment, share, and message has helped build something bigger than videos. It's become a space where we learn, recognize opportunity, and build wealth together. Now let's jump into the video and take a look at 25 collectibles that might be hiding in plain sight. Number 1. Vintage instruction manuals. In an era of repairable goods, these booklets were essential, often including wiring diagrams and parts lists that empowered the owner. To identify an original, look for a printer's mark and feel for a specific paper texture that reprints lack. Because most were thrown away, a manual can be harder to find than the product itself. A common guide might fetch $20, but a complete manual for a rare Heathkit oscilloscope could sell for over $200. Number 2. Concert ticket stubs from the pre-digital era. Before QR codes, these paper rectangles were tangible proof you were there, documenting legendary tours and venues that no longer exist. Look for unique artwork, especially from the 60s and 70s before designs were standardized. An untorn full ticket is the holy grail, but even a clean stub is valuable. A stub from a minor festival might sell for $25, but a ticket from the Beatles' 1966 Shea Stadium concert can command thousands. Number 3. Video rental store memorabilia. When streaming arrived, rental stores closed fast, and promotional standees, neon signs, and membership cards were simply dumped in the trash. The value is in the ephemera never meant to be sold. Look for official logos from chains like Blockbuster. Employee-specific items are particularly rare. A common membership card might sell for $40, but a large working neon sign from a storefront could be worth over $1,000. Number 4. Gas station promotional items. In the mid-20th century, gas stations used giveaways like glasses, maps, and toys to build loyalty. These items were designed to be disposable, making survivors rare. To identify a period piece, look for logos from brands like Texaco or Gulf, and check maps for a copyright date. Condition is key, especially for paper and tin items. A single promotional glass might sell for $30, while a rare porcelain sign can be worth several thousand. Number 5. Antique doorknobs and hardware sets. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, hardware was jewelry for the house, crafted from brass, porcelain, and cut glass. During renovations, this ornate hardware was often discarded. Look for maker's marks from companies like Sargent or Corbin. The biggest value factor is completeness. A full set with knobs, plates, and the lock is far more valuable. A common set might sell for $50, but a rare, complete Art Nouveau set could be worth over $500. Number 6. Vintage Tupperware. Famous for its revolutionary airtight burping seal, certain Tupperware colors and molds were discontinued, creating scarcity. To identify a piece, look for the 2-part mold number on the bottom. Value is driven by color rarity, completeness, and condition. Avoid stains or cracks. While a single piece might be a few dollars, a complete, rare-colored set in mint condition can fetch over $150. Number 7. Vintage handmade or swirl marbles. The most collectible marbles date from the mid-1800s. A key feature of these handmade German examples is the Pontil mark, a tiny, rough spot where it was broken off a glass rod. Complex internal patterns and mint condition with no chips are crucial for value. While a common marble is worth pennies, a rare mint condition handmade German swirl can be worth hundreds. Number 8. Model train accessories. Beyond the trains themselves, accessories from brands like Lionel and American Flyer are highly collectible. Because tiny parts like signs and fences were easily lost or broken, complete and intact examples are sought after. An accessory still in its original box is the holy grail for collectors. A loose piece of track might be $1, but a rare, boxed pre-war signal bridge could sell for over $200. Number 9. advertising calendars from local businesses. These paper advertisements became accidental historical records. To be valuable, a calendar must have its complete, unused date pad attached. Value is tied to the artwork, the business advertised, and especially the artist. Look for famous illustrators like Norman Rockwell. A generic calendar might be worth $20, but one with iconic artwork from a brand like Coca-Cola can reach $200. Number 10. Vintage airline amenity kits. From the golden age of air travel, these luxury kits were for premium passengers. The most collectible are from defunct airlines like Pan Am or TWA, or collaborations with fashion designers. Look for kits that are complete and sealed with all original contents. A common opened kit might sell for $10, but a rare sealed kit from an iconic airline like the Concorde can soar past $300. Number 11. Vintage spice tins and kitchen canisters. Before the age of disposable plastic, household staples like spices, coffee, and flour were sold in durable, reusable containers. From the 1920s through the 1960s, companies like McCormick and Schilling competed not just on quality, but on the beauty of their packaging. Design played a major role in branding, turning a simple tin into a piece of kitchen art. These tins now appeal to collectors and decorators alike who hunt for specific eras and styles. To identify older tins, look for lithographed printing directly on the metal, as paper labels came later. Check the bottom for a maker's mark. Condition is key. While a little patina is charming, significant rust or dents will lower the value. Complete, nested sets of kitchen canisters are particularly sought after, as are tins with unusual graphics or for obscure products. A single, common tin in used condition might fetch a few dollars, but a pristine, rare example can easily climb higher. Number 12. Arcade tokens and Chuck E. Cheese tokens. Long before debit cards and phone payments, these metal discs were the currency of fun. Arcades were social gathering places, and tokens symbolized entertainment, competition, and youth culture. Each one represented another chance to beat a high score or challenge a friend. They were tangible pieces of the experience, jingling in your pocket as you decided which game to play next. As home consoles grew in popularity and arcades declined, these tokens became souvenirs of a vanished experience. Collectors often look for tokens from specific, now-defunct arcades or rare designs from the golden age of the late 70s and early 80s. Value is driven by scarcity. A common Chuck E. Cheese token is worth very little, but a token from a short-lived local arcade or a rare test market design can be surprisingly valuable. Condition matters less than rarity here, as wear is part of their story. A bulk lot of common tokens might sell for a few dollars, while a single rare token could fetch over $50. Number 13. Early television remote controls. Early remotes represented a massive technological shift in how people interacted with media. The first, Zenith's 1955 Flashmatic, was a light-based device that looked like a prop from a sci-fi movie. These early devices were often experimental and purely mechanical, using ultrasound or physical cables. They were a luxury item, a symbol of futuristic convenience in the home. Collectors value them as milestones in consumer electronics. To identify a valuable early model, look for brands like Zenith, Magnavox, or RCA from the 1950s to the early 1970s. Unique, non-infrared designs, like ultrasonic remotes with tuning fork-style buttons, are especially desirable. Condition is paramount. A non-working but cosmetically clean remote is worth more than a functional but heavily damaged one. Missing battery covers or severe corrosion can tank the value. A common infrared remote from the 80s might be worthless, but a clean Zenith Space Command from the 60s can sell for over $100. Number 14. LED calculators from the 1970s and 1980s. In the early 1970s, the electronic calculator was a revolutionary piece of technology costing hundreds of dollars. These devices, with their bright, futuristic red LED displays, once symbolized cutting-edge innovation, replacing the slide rule and mechanical adding machine. Their glowing displays are now a visual shorthand for retrofuturism, instantly evoking the era of disco and space-age design. Collectors seek out early models from brands like Hewlett-Packard, Texas Instruments, and Bomar. The HP-35, the first scientific pocket calculator, is a holy grail item. To spot a desirable model, look for heavy metal casings and, of course, the iconic red LED screen, which was largely phased out by the early 80s in favor of power-saving LCDs. Working condition is a huge plus, so test it with batteries. A calculator with its original case and manual is worth significantly more. Number 15. Vintage movie press kits and promotional stills. Before the internet, this is how movies were marketed. Press kits were physical folders mailed to theaters and journalists, containing everything needed to promote a new film. Glossy 8x10 photos, cast biographies, production notes, and suggested newspaper copy. They were designed to be used and then discarded, making them temporary by nature. Their survival makes them collectible artifacts of film history. The value is all about the movie itself. A kit for a forgotten B-movie might be a curiosity, but one for a classic like Star Wars or The Godfather is a major find. Look for kits from the 1930s to the 1980s. Completeness is the biggest value factor. A kit with all its original photos and documents is far more desirable than a folder with missing pieces. Individual stills of iconic stars or memorable scenes also sell well on their own. A single still from a common film might sell for $5, but a complete press kit for a blockbuster can command hundreds. Number 16. Decorative light switch and outlet covers. Early homes integrated design into every detail. Switch plates reflected architectural styles of their era. Before plastic became the standard, switch and outlet covers were commonly made from brass, porcelain, bakelite, pressed metal, and early plastics. They matched architectural styles like Art Deco, Craftsman, mid-century modern, and even Victorian interiors. In older homes, these plates were chosen to complement light fixtures, door hardware, and wall finishes. They were meant to be seen, not hidden. Then renovations happened. As homes were modernized, original switch plates were often removed and tossed without a second thought. Contractors replaced them with inexpensive, mass-produced plastic covers. That's exactly why collectors want them today. And here's what surprises people. You don't need a full set. Even single plates, unusual designs, or rare materials can sell on their own. Typical selling price, $15 to $80, depending on material, design, and condition. And this is one of those items people upgrade and throw away, which is exactly what creates value for collectors. Number 17. Retro thermostats and wall controls. Before central heating and air conditioning became common, indoor temperature was dictated by fireplaces, coal stoves, and weather. When mechanical thermostats entered homes, they changed daily life. Early thermostats were precision mechanical devices, often housed in heavy metal or bakelite casings. They used coils, mercury switches, and intricate internal mechanisms to sense temperature changes, all without electricity or digital screens. Then, technology moved on. As digital thermostats and smart home systems became standard, older models were ripped off walls and tossed during upgrades. Most people never thought twice about them. That's exactly why collectors care. Today, vintage thermostats are sought after by homeowners restoring mid-century and early 20th century houses, designers looking for authentic industrial decor, and collectors of early home technology. Working condition can increase value, but even non-working units sell for display and restoration purposes. Typical selling price, $25 to $125. Number 18, vintage answering machines. Before voicemail, before text messages, before seeing missed calls on a screen, answering machines changed how people communicated. For much of the 20th century, if you missed a phone call, you missed it completely. There was no record, no message, no second chance. That all changed when answering machines entered the home. Early answering machines were considered cutting-edge technology. They allowed callers to leave recorded messages using cassette tapes or magnetic loops, a revolutionary idea at the time. These machines were often large, heavy, and built to last. Manufacturers treated them like serious electronics, not disposable gadgets. For families and businesses, answering machines represented freedom. You no longer had to be home to stay connected. Then digital voicemail arrived. As phone companies rolled out voicemail services and later smartphones, answering machines were quickly unplugged, boxed up, or thrown away. Most people never thought to save them. That's exactly why collectors want them today. Typical selling price ranges between $20 to $100. Number 19. Die-cast pencil sharpeners. Before laptops, tablets, and touchscreens, pencils were essential tools of daily life, and keeping them sharp mattered. In the early 20th century, pencil sharpeners were not disposable plastic items. They were precision tools, often made from die-cast metal and designed to last for decades. Manufacturers treated pencil sharpeners as both functional and decorative. Many were mounted to desks or walls and featured intricate gears, heavy construction, and creative designs. Some were shaped like animals, buildings, vehicles, or everyday objects. Others showcased industrial styling that reflected the craftsmanship of the era. As manufacturing shifted toward inexpensive plastics, die-cast sharpeners disappeared from everyday use. Old models were tossed during school upgrades, office cleanouts, and home moves. That's exactly why collectors want them today. Typical selling price, $15 to $90. Number 20. Vintage office stamps and date markers. Before computers, before spreadsheets, and before digital records, offices ran on ink and paper. Every approval, every transaction, and every workflow depended on physical stamps. Date markers, received stamps, approved stamps, and file stamps were essential tools in banks, factories, government offices, and businesses of every size. These stamps were built to be used constantly. They were made from metal, rubber, wood, and heavy mechanisms designed to last for decades. In many offices, stamps represented authority. A stamped document meant something had been reviewed, processed, or finalized. Typical selling price, $15 to $75. Number 21. Vintage jigsaw puzzles with all pieces. Before streaming, before video games, and before smartphones, families gathered around tables to solve puzzles together. Jigsaw puzzles became especially popular in the early 20th century, during periods when affordable home entertainment mattered most. During economic downturns, puzzles offered hours of engagement for the cost of a single purchase. Early jigsaw puzzles were often hand-cut from wood, not cardboard. Each piece was shaped individually, making no two puzzles exactly alike. Collectors value puzzles that are complete with all original pieces, produced by early or well-known manufacturers, and feature artwork tied to history, advertising, or nostalgia. Typical selling price, $10 to $60. Number 22. Old phone books and yellow pages before search engines. Before websites, before social media. Phone books were how people found the world around them. For most of the 20th century, the white pages and yellow pages were essential household items. They listed every household, every business, every service, all in one place. If you needed a plumber, a lawyer, a doctor, or a restaurant, you didn't type a question into a browser. You opened a book. Phone books documented entire communities year by year. They captured street names, phone number formats, business logos, and advertisements that often no longer exist. And that's where the value comes from. As the internet replaced printed directories, phone books disappeared almost overnight. Millions were recycled or thrown away without anyone thinking twice. Old phone books and yellow pages are now sought after by local history collectors, genealogists researching families and neighborhoods, artists and designers using vintage ads for inspiration, and nostalgia buyers who want a snapshot of how life used to work. Typical selling price, $15 to $75. Number 23. Old paper or fabric kites. Long before plastic toys and mass production, kites were handmade objects of creativity, culture, and play. For centuries, kites were made from paper, fabric, bamboo, and wood. They weren't just toys. They were used for festivals, ceremonies, communication, and even early scientific experiments. In the United States, paper and fabric kites became popular household toys during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Families made them at home or purchased simple designs from local shops. These kites were never meant to last. They were flown outdoors, exposed to wind, rain, sunlight, and rough handling. Paper tore, fabric frayed, frames snapped. That fragility is exactly why surviving examples are so rare today. Some kites feature hand-painted patterns, stitched fabric panels, or unique shapes that reflect the era and location they came from. Even kites with wear can still be desirable, as long as they retain their original materials and form. Typical selling price, $20 to $80. Number 24. Library checkout cards and pockets. Before barcodes, before digital catalogs, before scanning a phone to borrow a book, libraries ran on paper. For most of the 20th century, library checkout cards and pockets were how books were tracked. Every book had a pocket glued inside the cover and a card stamped with the borrower's name and the date it was checked out. These cards quietly recorded history. They show how often a book was read, which decades it circulated, and sometimes even the handwriting of dozens of borrowers over time. In small towns, you can see the rhythm of a community just by reading the dates. As libraries modernized, these systems were removed almost overnight. Cards were pulled out. Pockets were torn away. Most were discarded without anyone thinking twice. That's exactly why collectors want them today. Library checkout cards and pockets are now sought after by paper ephemera collectors, writers and artists using them for collage and journaling, decorators creating vintage-inspired spaces, and nostalgia buyers who value tangible history. Typical selling price, $10 to $50. Finally, number 25, original board game instructions. Without the box. Before apps, before consoles, and before online multiplayer games, families gathered around tables to play board games. And every board game depended on one thing to work properly: the instructions. For much of the 20th century, board game instructions were printed on thin paper or folded booklets. They explained not just how to play, but how to set up the board, distribute pieces, score points, and determine a winner. These instructions were used constantly. They were unfolded, refolded, passed around, and stuffed back into boxes. And because of that, they were often the first thing to get lost or damaged. People restoring vintage board games often discover they have everything, except the rules. Without the original instructions, a game is incomplete. Typical selling price, $10 to $40. If you find any of these collectibles, here is where the money actually gets made. eBay for the largest buyer audience. Etsy for paper goods, decor, and nostalgia. Facebook Marketplace for local sales. Collector forums for niche buyers. And antique shops for consignment opportunities. Remember, before listing, take clear photos, research the brand and era, and be sure to tell the story behind the item. Now here's something new I'm very excited to share with the Building Wealth Today TV community. We've just launched our new website, built specifically for collectors and wealth builders like you. You'll find tools, resources, and curated products to help you inspect, protect, and sell smarter. Visit our new website at buildingwealthtodaytv.com. The link is also in the description below. If this video helped you, like, subscribe, and comment which item surprised you the most. As always, thank you for your engagement and watching Building Wealth Today TV. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.